Good morning and welcome to the latest episode of Tom Talk Live. Rangers will be up 2-0 after tonight's game edition. I want to thank today's sponsor, Hayek's Market. It opened in 1939, starting on Spring Street in Newton with the name Premier Food Market. In 1963, Hayek's Market opened at this current location, which was also remodeled and expanded in 2013. Dan and Denise continue the family tradition of high-quality customer service with the revamped deli menu, patio area, exceptional butcher meats, ice cream, catering, and more. They truly are a foundational member of our Newton community. For more details, go to hayexmarket.com today. So recently we had the Easter egg hunt on April 8th. It was a great event. Our thanks to the Rec Commission and Rec and Senior Services Department, Easter Bunny, and all those who attended this fun event. Upcoming events: Saturday, May 6th is the annual Clean Communities Neighbor Helping Neighbors event. Get some volunteer hours and help beautify our town. Monday, May 29th is our annual Memorial Day Parade on Spring Street and ceremony at Memory Park. Little Miss and Mr. Newton contest on June 10th, which is also Newton Day, and the very impressive and equally expensive fireworks display. Tentative pool opening will be weekend starting June 3rd. Regular opening June 23rd. Time to enjoy summer because winter is just around the corner. Other updates: the municipal budget was approved on April 10th. We have several interns joining us from various colleges this summer. We look forward to their participation in local government. The design for our new mural has been finalized. Hopefully you have been checking out the teasers on social media, with the full unveiled the week of May 1st. We received another grant, $75,000, for new handicap accessible playground equipment at Pine Street Park, with a $25,000 match from the town. You can't stop us, you can only hope to contain us. The second cannabis retailer in Newton was approved by the council. The first is at the old Carpet Gallery on 206, and this one is at 7072 Mill Street. The planning board approved the third retailer at 78 Mill Street just last night. Happy 420 Day, gummies for everyone. Copper Kettle opened up on Spring Street, a great little soup and sandwich shop, which will surely be a future Tom Talk edition. Check it out. In the last episode of Tom Talk Live, we had our great animal control officer, Jessica Valero, the famous ACO van, and almost as famous rescue dog, Ava. Today, we continue our shameless quest for high ratings and social media influence with the owner of Newton's premier deli and catering facility, Dan Hayek from Hayek's Market. Thanks for joining us, Dan.
Thanks for asking me, Tom.
Tell us exactly what you do for a living.
Well, with my wife, we own and operate the store. Make food. We make food. We serve food, and we do catering there.
How long have you been in this current position?
Well, I've worked here my whole life, which is I'm almost 58 years old. I've been here my whole life since we were little kids, but I've been running the store for 35 years.
And how did your upbringing impact the choices you made with your education and career?
We were taught from a very young age to work hard. I was ingrained us by my dad. My mom was very big on education. She was very, like I said, very big on education. So us going to college and all of that stuff was something we were going to do. But like I said, my dad, we all worked hard, all five of his kids, for our whole lives, starting from a young age.
If you could go back in time and give advice to the 20-something version of yourself, what advice would you give and why?
I would probably tell myself everything comes in time. It just takes a little bit of while for everything to kind of fall in place. It's like just like this store's been going on my whole life. We've been doing one thing after another after another. Just take your time, and little by little it kind of falls in place, and relax and enjoy what's now.
What do you consider your greatest career achievement?
Well, I've really only had one thing in my career, and that's the store. So I'd have to stay just operating and expanding the store.
If I could give you a do-over, what's the one project or life decision or choice that you would do over and why?
As far as a do-over, not a lot, but I would probably just kind of take my time more with things, instead of trying to rush in and always be so focused on I got to get this done, I got to get that done. Just kind of relax and enjoy the moment.
What was the most challenging experience you went through in your life, and how did it teach you perseverance?
There's a few of them, but probably the biggest challenge we had here, most of my life has revolved around here because we work a lot. I've been here most of my life, but probably the COVID thing was big. You know, it's kind of a little bit of a scary time for everybody. You know, I have 4 other siblings who all stayed home, you know, during COVID and stuff. And not only did I work and my wife work, but we had to have my 2 kids come in and help out. You know, it was a tough time. You know, we were super busy. You're trying to just go on from day to day to day. Everything's challenging. So, like I said, I think that was probably the biggest, most stressful time. But we came through and it was fine.
If aliens landed in front of you in exchange for anything you desired, offered you any position on their planet, what would you want and why?
I'd probably take your position.
Oh, wow.
I'd like to be town manager for a day or a week or whatever.
On another planet? Okay.
On another planet? Well, yeah.
You can have mine too.
Yeah, right.
Not here.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. If you had to be shipwrecked on an island with all your human needs, clean air, food, Fiji water, Boar's Head deli meats, and Rangers hockey are taken care of, what 2 items would you want to have with you and why?
Of course, you know, it sounds like you have everything. I think I'd want some friends and some family.
We need people. All right.
I mean, that's the only thing. It sounds like you have everything else.
You got food and water.
No sense having everything if you don't have anybody to share.
Favorite cartoon?
I would say growing up, Bugs Bunny is probably my favorite cartoon.
All right, Looney Tunes. Favorite food?
I would say it's obviously going to be beef, so it's probably going to be steak.
Steak. Okay. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I had a ton of them growing up. I like Convoy, stuff, you know, those old. I kind of think of the older stuff when I was a kid. We used to watch with my dad.
Okay. Favorite superhero?
Probably Superman.
Favorite band?
Favorite band might be, you know, like I said, you know, Leonard Skinner, Def Leppard, something like that. Southern rock.
Okay. And last but not least, our Tom Talk 10, question number 11. Tell us what you love about the town of Newton.
I think for me, it's just home. You know, it's where I've always been. I grew up, you know, I was born in Newton Hospital. We've always lived, you know, right around town. I've always spent most of my day. I spend most of my day in town working. So, like I said, the people, it's the familiarity. I kind of like familiarity. Like I said, it's just home.
Any thing you want to talk about the store? Any new things coming online? Anything you want to highlight about the market?
I think we're just always changing. We're always trying to expand. We're always trying to stay on top of new food trends, stuff, different sandwiches, different things we do. Service is our thing. We're always trying to service people. Catering's always a big thing, more and more. Prepared foods is kind of the way we've evolved over the years. Like I said, that's a very, you know, changing thing. You know, you need the talent to do it. We have the talent here. So like I said, I think that's probably the biggest thing.
Thank you, Dan, for being a good sport and legendary guest on Tom Talk Live. That's a wrap. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok for further updates on Town of Newton events, happenings, and more. Russo out.